Welcome to another edition of the Power is Within podcast live in St. Louis, Missouri. But we're not really in St. Louis, but nobody knows where Troy is, so we say St. Louis. Tonight, is your mic on? Tonight, we're going to be talking about the fights last night. But unfortunately, what happened, Claude? Claude, you were scheduled to fight last night. Well, we have my panel, Claude and Paulina. Beautiful Paulina. What happened? It was your fifth time, right?
Yeah,
I was scheduled to fight.
And what's it called? I guess Coach told me on Thursday. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Thursday. Or it might have been Friday. She had told me that what's it called? My fighter got injured. I think she told me my fighter.
Did she tell you what happened to him?
No. All she told me was that he got injured.
Probably stubbed his toe or something.
No, I think he was just making
today's
an excuse.
Young man. I don't know. I wonder sometimes.
Pretty scary. I mean, I'm a pretty scary guy, so I can see why they would. Why
scare
they would
me every time I see
be
you.
injured.
So, how'd you feel about that? That's the fifth time, man.
I think after she had told me that, because we were at the gym, I was discouraged for like a split second, but I was like, I can either stay discouraged and complain about it, or I can just get more time to prepare myself for what's to come next, my first fight. And the thing is that it is a bit discouraging, but it doesn't really bother me all that much because of the fact that what I really like is that whenever I get my first fight and I knock the dude down, who knows, maybe in like the first or second round, they're going to be wondering whether I got one fight or whether I got 10 fights because I'll develop so much skill that
do we have that clip of them? Do we have the clip of them in the tire? You and Frank? Are you and Claude in the tire? We got that. No? See if you can find that somewhere.
Yeah, that last time Frank and I got in the tire, man, we were battering each other up.
That was good. That's some close in fighting.
That one was good. It was the one on Thursday when I came to, or Wednesday or Thursday when I came to the gym.
Was this last week?
Yeah, this was last week.
Oh, okay, I guess it's the one from this last week, Frank.
Oh no, not this one. This one. Yeah, the one that we had most recent. We were
better.
Oh man, it was good. We did not stop for the whole like 2-3 minute duration of us going up against each other. It was good. It's really good. I kind of wish we would have recorded it.
So what I'm not understanding, when I was fighting, if you'd have been working out a year like you have, you'd have probably I would have had 5 or 10 fights.
Yeah.
I had 21 fights between, no, let me see, 3, 18, it's 18, 17, 18, 19. Okay, I had 18 fights, and I started boxing when I was 20. And by the time I was 22 or 23, I already had 18 fights. That was after a couple of years. I mean, at the latest, I know, because I started doing triathlons at 24, and I quit boxing for a while and did triathlons. And then I came back. Now, see, and I came back in 87 or 88, and I had 3 fights like in, I don't know, 3 to 4 months, 3 more amateur fights before I turned pro. So I don't understand whether our young men here today are getting soft and I don't understand what's going on, because that was never an issue, because you had guys that had hundreds of fights.
Yeah.
I mean, they started fighting when they were just a little kid, and then by the time they were 21 or 25, they were 24, they might have had 200-300 fights.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but Coach said something like USA Boxing is getting tired of that, so they're going to start finding people if stuff like that starts happening. That's why the guy who did Cinco de KO, he was trying to find as much fighters as he could, because he went from like 15 fights to I think like 5, and then he tried to find other people, so he was looking around everywhere.
Yeah, because the guy that fought Henry last night, he had 8 fights, and he said he had been boxing 3 to 4 years, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It took him that long just to have 8 fights. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I can see is that we got a bunch of kids that are, I think they want to be tough guys, and it becomes scary when your fight is set up. And then I guess when it comes down to the rubber meets the road, they back out. And then that's what you got. Because that was a good setup last night down there to fight. And then they had 15 fights scheduled, and then they only ended up having 8 fights.
Yeah.
So that makes them look bad too, if you don't. But there were some really good fights in there, I'll say. Henry's fight was a great fight. The one before his, those 2 younger smaller kids, that was a great fight, and there was a couple other good ones too.
Those kids who were 120 pounds, that was pretty good. You could tell that kid in the red he didn't look like a novice.
So that was a redeeming deal, considering they didn't have as many fights as they had proposed they would have.
I was like, man.
Paulina, you went last night. What was your? Paulina's excited tonight, folks. She just can't. She's ready to go, as you can see.
What? Ask the question. You didn't finish your question.
I said, what was your...
And then you didn't say anything after that.
How did you feel about the fights last night?
I thought it was cool.
Did you?
Yeah. I was screaming my lungs out last night. So.
And how did you feel when 3 of your brothers were supposed to fight? Maybe 4 of them and only...
I was really excited to begin with. And then when I found out the 2 fights got canceled, I wasn't as excited. I mean, I was still excited, but I didn't have the same excitement that I did before.
Yeah. So our boy Henry lost the fight. He got matched up with a guy who had 8 fights, and that was Henry's 3rd fight. But it was a hell of a fight. We're going to show you some clips to it. And he felt good afterwards, as he should. Nothing to be ashamed of. It was a great battle. He fought hard and learned a lot from it. And I was proud of him as his father. So let's you got some clips of that we're going to show here.
You know, I was talking to
10. Come on.
I was talking to Mark and Henry, and I was like, you know, Dad doesn't say it a lot, and I was like, but he's probably really proud of us of the fact that we're all doing boxing.
Well, I'm proud of the guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm proud of you for persisting and not giving up, even though you've had 5 disappointments.
Yeah, I mean you can't give up, you know.
Well, the guy Henry fought last night, he lost his first 4 fights.
Yeah.
So, and he kept in there. So that shows you right there. That built his character and made him stronger.
Mm-hmm.
That he was able to be able to beat Henry because they were slugging it out. I mean, and he was a little bit better shape because he's had more experience in the ring. All right, let's roll. What is this? First round?
Yeah.
And is this the beginning?
All the clips of the first round.
All the clips of the first round? Okay, that's okay. We'll just. We got a delay here. I can't see anything.
Come on, Henry.
Now, for them, is it choppy like that?
No, it's just us.
Oh, we got the choppy view. It's going to be hard to. Anyway, this is the first round of Henry fighting. Damn, how can we stop the lag on our end? We need to try to figure that out so I can make commentary on it. So that'll be your next challenge, Frank. I want you to figure out how to stop the lag on our end so we can see it in real time.
Here's another one. This one, he almost caught the kid with the uppercuts.
Yeah, he was throwing some wild uppercuts. He caught him with 1 or 2, but most of them.
Yeah, he missed the uppercut, but it was close. And then I have another one.
So we're not. The clip is not running, or we're not seeing.
It ran, it's just you can't see it.
Well, how does it show up on? We need to spend some time improving this.
This one, I mean, it's a good head movement, you know, slipping some punches.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hope it is just choppy on ours.
Yeah, I mean,
It is still this.
now this one's moving a little bit here, but it's stopping.
It's choppy on the TV, though.
What's that?
It said it's choppy on the TV, but that's it. I'll check it.
How long are the clips?
Some of them are short.
I mean, what's short? 5 seconds, 15.
Like 3 seconds, some are 5 seconds.
We need.
How come they're so
we
short?
need longer clips than that. We might have to get them set up.
Yeah,
better.
theirs is.
Theirs is good.
Yeah. It's just ours.
Here's another
It's hard to comment on because I can't hardly tell
I don't know
anything.
what this one is.
It's also a delay. Oh, I give him some idea.
It'll be delayed. Yeah, it's
Yeah, we got to do something about that because I can't comment on if when you guys have fights in the future, I can't comment on because time they see it and time I see it, there's nothing.
You know,
It's too choppy.
whenever my hand had gotten hurt, I was like, man, I wonder if my hand will be okay before I get to fight, because I'd gotten my hand shot with a power washer.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was like,
What
I
you
got
get for
fight.
misbehaving.
It's like I got a fight coming up soon. I was like, I hope I get to fight. And then next thing you know, that ended up getting canceled. I was like, man, shoot, because
Yeah.
my hand was already healed up and everything.
Yeah. So how did you feel about your brother fight? I know the first time we went there, you were nervous and scared.
Yeah,
Didn't want to watch it, or
the first time I went to one of the fights, which was his second fight, so it was the Golden Gloves. I didn't go to his first one. I guess you were there,
Mhm.
but I didn't go because I just didn't. I don't think the rest of us did either. But the second fight that I watched, I was scared and I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want to see anybody get hit. Like, it's just not my thing. And now that I see it, I just like scream and I like get all excited and hyped up about it.
yeah. I was nervous, really nervous the first time I watched him fight. I was a little nervous last night. And of course, I didn't go when he fought up in Jeff City. But I felt about the same way as I did before I fought. I was about as nervous as if I were getting there in the ring also.
Yeah, sometimes I get nervous. That the first two fights, I was pretty nervous watching Henry, and then the third one, once I was like riding the sidelines in the corner, you kind of get used to it. You're not really scared.
Yeah. So Mark was, go ahead.
But what's it called? I hope next time I'm the one in the ring.
Well, but when you went last night, there was a possibility they might match
There was
you
a
up.
possibility they were trying to find somebody.
Now, see, when I would fight, there would always be guys hanging around to step in just in case somebody's fighter didn't show up.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they had a lot more fights because I fought this guy down at the Stegton in St. Charles, and I remember the week before or the month before I was supposed to fight, and that night my guy didn't show up, and the coach wouldn't put me in there with this guy because he had too much experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up fighting somebody else that night. Well, then the next month, my guy didn't show up again, and that guy was hanging around there. So my coach put me in there with him, and I fought him, and I won the first round. And in the second round, I had him up against the ropes, and he knocked me out. He hit me with something. I never fought. Next thing you know, I'm on the floor. He beat me, but it was a hell of a good fight.
Yeah.
But I learned from it, so it wasn't like – I must say that after that, I was afraid to get in the ring, and I know my next fight, I'd lost it, but I was just happy that I made it through without getting knocked out because it kind of puts you – it kind of spooks you makes you afraid to get in again.
One thing that kind of surprises me though is that what's it called? All like the people who I've gone up against, or the people who I've been trying to go up against, they get injured. And what surprises me is that I've gone up against somebody like Ryan, who's a pro, and I'll go up against people who are twice my size, and I don't get injured. So I don't know. So it makes me wonder whether they're actually getting injured or whether it's just some sort of excuse. Because I know that that one of the guys I was supposed to fight, I knew he got injured because when he was talking, he had to clench down. He had to bite down.
A broken jaw.
Yeah. But other than that, for starters, that last fight that I was supposed to have yesterday, coach said that the guy was injured, but it didn't say anything about the injury, and it makes me wonder if he actually was injured or not. And Frank has punched me pretty hard. Like when him and I were in the tire, he got me with a kidney shot, and then he got me in the gut, and that made me have to take a step back. But I still got my foot in the tire, and we continued going.
Yeah. So now was Mark scheduled? He was scheduled to fight also, and he didn't fight.
Yeah, because what's it called?
His guy.
Well, what happened?
His fighter backed out, so did Henry's.
Yeah, his fighter back.
Henry's original fighter. What were the reasons they
They
didn't?
just backed out. They got scared.
Yeah, they backed out, and then what's it called?
Fear.
They probably could have found a guy for Mark, but the reason Mark didn't fight was because he was having a kid on the way. and he had stayed
Yeah.
up all night.
But the first guy was matched up with got backed out. Right?
Yeah, he backed out.
Yeah, so then they thought they might be able to match him up again. But
Mhm.
yeah, my son had a baby, or his girlfriend did anyway.
And then what's it called? My guy got injured, Henry's guy backed out, but they ended up finding somebody for Henry. So
Yeah.
you know,
Now, Frank, were you scheduled or not to fight?
No, I was supposed to be called replacement.
he was on the card.
Oh,
Yeah, but what was another thing I was gonna say? Oh, the reason it's kind of hard for me to find so many fights is because there's not a lot of people who are like my size in my
and
my
what's the
age
age
division.
group?
It's 18 to 35, and I'm 21, and I'm like 5'5", 120 pounds.
Yeah.
But most of the guys who are like 16,
Yeah, especially in our overweight nation, probably it's hard.
most
to
of the guys now who are like 16, 17, 18 years old, they're already like what? Like 5'5", they're already like almost 6 foot, weighing 140
Yeah,
pounds.
you got a pretty low body fat
Yeah.
compared to most people.
I tried to go down to 112, but what's
How
it called?
What were you going to fight at? What weight?
It was going to be the Golden Gloves. I was going to fight at 112,
What were you going to fight at last night?
120.
Okay, what is that? Flyweight or?
I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure what it is. I can't.
It's
remember.
like I think bantamweight or light
Could be.
bantamweight.
Yeah, I don't know what
something
the
there.
smaller weights are.
Yeah, but what's it called? In the Golden Gloves, I was supposed to fight at like 112, but I couldn't go down because of like because I had such a low body fat percentage.
Yeah, you don't have any weight.
Yeah, and so even though I was fighting at 125 for the Golden Gloves, but there's nobody in my weight in my age division,
Yeah.
and then 112. Every guy I would have fought wasn't novice. They had like more than like 10 fights or more, something like that. I think if you have more than 10 fights, you're not a novice.
So Paulina, you're talking so much tonight. We're gonna let her say a little.
Yeah,
bit.
give her some room to
She
talk.
wants to say here. She's so excited. So how does that make you feel? I mean, how would you feel if you were if your boyfriend and he could fight like Henry fought? Would that make you more attracted to him, less attracted to him, more secure? Why would that make you more attracted to him?
Because I know I won't die or get robbed as long as he's around.
Yeah, he can protect you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not afraid of the violence. Then.
Yeah. That's why I always have one of the guys come with me when I go to the store or something.
Yeah. So you think a woman needs a man to protect her?
Yeah.
So what do you think about these women who say they're strong?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Girls can protect themselves. I mean, if you have a
Maybe
gun
pepper
or pepper spray or something like that. But in reality, like let's be honest. If a big dude came up to you and started hitting you, you think you're gonna take on a dude who's at least 100 pounds more than you? I mean, if you can, good for you. But you shouldn't have to worry about doing that, and you should just have somebody else with you.
Well, they do it in the movies.
Yeah, but
in the
movies
sitcoms.
are just so stupid.
That's not reality. A lot of girls think it is reality. Weren't you telling me, Claude, about some clip, or maybe that was some guys upstairs. You might have seen it too, where this woman hit this guy, and then he was a big guy, and he ends up knocking her down. Or
That was probably the guys. They were probably telling you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just over exaggerating. Can't really watch stuff like that. When it comes to like things that have to do with like reality and like stuff like TV shows like that, I can't really watch them. I mean, you never see me watching stuff like that because it's just unrealistic.
Well, but see, yeah, people grow up watching that, and they believe that you can actually do that a woman can stand up against a man.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there aren't rare cases where they can't do it, but in general, men are physically stronger than women.
I will admit though, there was this thing I've seen. This girl who's an MMA fighter, man, she had whooped the living hell out of this guy who tried robbing her.
Oh, really?
Oh man, he was
beat. Well, a woman with skills like that, of course,
because she's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I mean, but that's an outlier, an exception. In general, that's and there are women that can do that because most men don't know how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if the man is too much bigger than she is and he's a lot physically stronger, then she don't have much of a chance.
I think most guys would probably think that it was pretty unattractive. I thought it was kind of attractive. Not the fact that she could beat the crap out of the guy, but she was good looking. She's pretty good looking. She was in shape, which is rare. It's not a lot of women.
Well, I know last fights we went to, was two girls that fought, and they actually were one of the better fights of the night.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That first fight you came to.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that one girl who looked ripped, and there was that little girl, the smaller girl. I thought she was gonna I thought she was gonna end up losing, but she ended up winning the fight, which was pretty surprising. It was cool.
Wasn't that one of them Kirk's daughters?
Yeah,
Kirk
yeah.
daughter?
Kirk's fighter lost, but she looked jacked.
Yeah.
She was on roids or something. I've never seen a woman ripped like
It was a
that.
hell of a fight. I really enjoyed it. Well, it's like Henry's fight. It was close. I mean, I knew the other guy won. It was close, and had it been, I thought Henry might get it because what's up, Wade? I thought Henry might get it because it was in his hometown. Because a lot of times, if you fight somebody else in their hometown, you almost have to knock them out to get the decision. Or to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty fair on the. I was hoping that I really didn't want Henry to. I didn't want him to give it to Henry because I would have told the other guy that he won because he did win.
Yeah,
it was close, but it was obvious the other guy won. So, but it was a hell of a fight. Henry had nothing to be ashamed of. He learned from it. And I was glad I went down there and watched it. Glad he got to fight. So hopefully next time we get all four of you guys on the card. I would love to see all four of you fight on one card.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest events that I've been to. It's cool. I wish I would have fought. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty good event.
Yeah, it was a pretty good, big crowd there too.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Good setup, good music. The ring was good. The way they had the lighting.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was in Vegas for a minute. It wasn't quite that.
Yeah, I've never seen an event. I've never seen an event that nice. It was cool. It was pretty cool.
Well, Paulina, you mentioned something about fighting sometime. Would you like to fight?
No.
No? You changed your mind? I remember you said something about it a couple times a while back.
It's just not my thing.
No, but you're into the pageant. Paulina's into the pageant thing. She's looking for sponsors. So if anyone, Wade has made a donation or contributed or funded to sponsor, we appreciate that, Wade. Anybody else? And tell us about. We'll get off the boxing for it. Tell us about what you're doing. Which I think is more ladylike anyway.
It's called National American Miss, and I don't know how to explain. It's really hard to explain. Basically, I went to the open call, didn't know if I was going to make it in or not because they're very, judgmental. Not just them, just people in general are very judgmental.
You're supposed to judge it. They have judges.
I know, but these weren't judges. These were just
they were kind of like interviewers.
Interviewers, yeah. So I got interviewed. I made it, and then I got to pageant prep, and I did pageant prep, which was basically them teaching me how to walk correctly. They were teaching everybody that, and now I have a pageant coming up in July. If I win, I get up to $50,000 in prizes and just cash.
And of course, remember, percentage of that is mine, of course.
And if I also win my talent, which is an optional talent contest that they have there, I win a trip to Orlando for free. And if I'm a runner-up, I also win a trip to Orlando for free. And then there's another contest where I can go to Vegas for free.
And so how much more money do you need to raise?
Probably about 400, 500.
Did you figure it up like I told you? You said 1,000 earlier.
As a joke.
Oh, okay. Didn't sound like a joke.
It's somewhere around
she's
there.
Trying to get money from me.
It's somewhere around there. It's
Surely
really,
not.
really expensive.
Yeah.
You put a lot of money into it.
So what do you have to do in Columbia? You're going to Columbia and
So basically, it's a personal
that's where
introduction.
Wade's from. Maybe we'll run into Wade up there.
It's a personal introduction, which
Have
is
to meet up, Wade. Go ahead.
which is 30 seconds, and then I think I tell a little bit about myself. I talk about the things I do for the community, and then I guess they judge me, and then they say who the winner is.
But you're doing some other stuff too.
My
You're doing
optional
what is
contest.
the acting or what is it?
It's a screen test
A screen test and, what else you
and
want to
singing.
do? And singing.
Mhm.
Probably like to sing first now, wouldn't you?
Nope.
No, your voice is about shot from yelling at Henry fighting last night.
Mhm.
So you excited about that, right? You've been
Yeah.
practicing?
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah, I know you're practicing with me this evening.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. One thing that was really impressive about about yesterday was that there was random people cheering for Henry.
Yeah.
People who didn't even know him.
Well, it was Cinco de Mayo. There were several Spanish people. My boys are half Spanish. For all you guys who don't know it, maybe you can tell. They tell me that to me they don't look half Spanish, but other people can tell. I can't.
I'm like a darker.
I'm
version
colorblind.
Of you.
Everyone.
I'm a darker version of you. I look just like
Not really
you,
colorblind,
but I look more Hispanic. Well, I look Hispanic, but I'm him. I'm him.
None of you got
just
blue
a
eyes.
Hispanic.
All six
version
of you
you
got brown eyes.
Henry's got the lightest eyes. I know he does. If you look at his eyes, he's got the lightest eyes out of all of us. You got it from you.
I can't tell.
But what's it called? Yeah, I was pretty glad that there's random people cheering for Henry because I couldn't. I was yelling and there's nothing coming out.
Oh, you lost your voice.
Yeah, that's because I was sick. But
so what's the next? What do you? What's on the next card, or when you've scheduled again, or what's going on?
June and July there's supposed to be like 2 events or something like that. Like in June there's supposed to be an event, and then July there's supposed to be an event. And recently there's supposed to be like some tournament or something like that?
On the 19th.
On the 19th?
It's a tournament for people with 0 to 3 fights.
Yeah.
So,
so I might fight then.
Are you all going to get on that when you think?
Yeah.
Mark and Henry are on the card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the tournament for people with 0 to 3 fights, we're all on that as well.
Because I haven't gotten any fights, she put my name at the top and she highlighted it.
Well, I'm going to talk to her and say if your guys don't show up and you two can fight each other, I'm going to encourage her to do that.
Yeah, because at the Golden Gloves there was 2 people from the same gym who had to go up against each other.
Yeah.
So, if worst comes to worst, I'll go up against him. But I don't think I want to hurt him too bad.
I think Mark and Henry could fight because they're 2 different weights.
Yeah, no, they couldn't.
You guys are close in the weight.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, me personally, I would like to go up against Frank, but I don't want to hurt him too bad to where you need to find a new cameraman.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm scared.
I might need to find a new cameraman here. He's having some problems keeping us going. Are we good now or not?
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
So, do we got that clip of them? We got to do something about the leg in here so we can. You got that clip of you guys in the tire in the gym?
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and show that. So, we'll show a little bit of their training. And we're gonna get off here because
you know what we need to do? We need to every time Coach gets us in the ring not the ring, in the attire. You and I need to bring what's it called? That phone.
Yeah,
phone
we
stand.
can.
Yeah. Bring what?
The phone, like the phone stand.
You know what I
bring
found
it to
helpful? Of
sparring
course, back then
sometimes.
we had VCR cameras. I would film my workouts and my fights and watch them so I could fix what I could see where I was messing up, and then I would use that. I would watch it over and over again to increase my.
One thing I have been working on a lot, which I need to work on more, is having my left hand up, because sometimes when I jab more than once, I get comfortable, and then I'll bring my hand down.
Well, it's hard to see your own mistakes unless you're actually watching.
The
coach can see, but until you watch somebody, or until you watch it on the video, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys don't know what VCR is, do you? There you go. Now, this is a training session. We got a big glare in front of the TV here, but that's okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Come on, quad 10. Come on, where you at? Quad 10 of them. Come on.
Now, this is a session.
You getting tired, quad? Come on. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. 10.
That was short.
Come on, quad.
Is that it?
That's one of them. Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that.
We have another one.
I got that one there.
I just made clips of it because you can't send the whole entire thing. It's too long.
In the future, in the future, we need to get like a 10 or 15 second at least on there, or 30.
I have more.
Are they all short like that though?
Yeah.
Here's another one.
It's too short. It doesn't really give us enough time to really get the feel of it.
This one's 11 seconds. This is the one you like.
Okay. Yeah, this is for him fighting. A lot of times fighters get inside, they're lost. They don't have time. So
Come on.
trains them to fight on the inside, which is a lot different from fighting on the outside. But unless you've been in there, you really don't understand that.
On the inside, it is a completely different ball game than whenever you guys
Because
are
even
apart
for
from
me, when
each
I
other.
spar with you guys, when I get inside, I haven't been sparring, so I'm rusty. When I'm on the inside, it's like I have a hard time because I haven't done it for so long.
Yeah.
10. Come on, Quad. 10. Quad, come on.
Y'all throwing a lot of punches.
Good shit,
I
y'all.
was gassed.
That's something else people don't understand. When you're in like that, throwing punches like that takes a lot of energy. And the trick is to learn how to do that. Throw a lot of punches with a lot of power, but then be relaxed at the same time.
Yeah.
And that comes with time. It's like the guy Henry fought last night. Henry got a little tired in the third round than he did because that guy has more experience in the ring. No matter how much you train in the gym, there's nothing compared to preparing yourself for the pre-fight anxiety, and the anxiety in the ring and being in front of people is different from being in the gym and fighting.
Yeah.
It takes more energy out of you until you get comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah, because what's it called? Whenever I was first going to sparring, you can tell that your adrenaline really gets you tired.
Yeah.
Really makes your your heart beat quick, and it gets you so gassed. Because when I first started going to sparring the first couple of times, my adrenaline would kick in, and then I'd be tired. But now I go to sparring, and you kind of get used to it. Control your breathing, movement, and everything else.
Yeah, just you have to become comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a while to get comfortable to get punched in the head. Well, even after the fight last night, and Henry was supposed to be here, but I guess they're out partying, celebrating. Even though I lost, it was a great fight. I lost my train of thought.
I think they went to Pinnacle. That
Yeah.
might have been where they went. Yeah, they went to go hang out with Gavin
I was making a point. Well, I guess I wasn't supposed to
at
make
the
that
lake.
point. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up here because we got some other previous scheduled engagements. Thanks
Yep.
for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will try to get our tech man Frank to get this. Well, it's okay with him, a little longer clips, and I don't know what we'll be discussing next week, but we'll have some good topic that will be inspiring, enlightening, and build up humanity. And that humanity is you. Yeah, Wade, thanks for watching. My loyal subscriber there, and maybe we will see you in Columbia in July. Take care. Have a great evening.